Hello, glad to see you again. Today we are focusing on connectives. The use of connectives can be divided into 4 groups. They are used to start a new point, to add information, to show contrast, and to express cause and effect. We can use to begin with, to start a paragraph. For example, to begin with, I am John. To join similar ideas or give extra information within one sentence, we usually use and. We can also use also, besides, moreover, furthermore, and in addition. We will see how they are used. Let's start with also. We place also at the beginning of the second sentence. For example, I am a native English speaker. Also, I speak fluent Spanish. We can also place it in the middle of a sentence, such as, I play guitar well. I am also good at sports. For besides, moreover, furthermore, and in addition, we usually put them at the beginning of the second sentence. For example, playing sports can keep you fit. Furthermore, it can reduce stress. Next, we usually use but to express contrast. For example, I seldom smile, but I am nice. Besides but, we can use however, in contrast, and on the contrary, at the beginning of the second sentence. For example, I love surfing the internet, however, it is bad for eyes. Last, apart from using because, we can use therefore, and as a result, or so, as, and since, to express cause and effect. We can use therefore and as a result, both at the beginning of the second sentence or in the middle of the sentence. We can only use so in the middle of the sentence. For example, I wear a helmet when riding on a bicycle, so I won't get hurt. Last, we can use as and since at the beginning of the sentence. For example, as my legs are hurt, I cannot play football. The effect is mentioned after the cause. Or we can use them in the middle of the sentence. However, the effect will be stated first. Let's sum up. Here are the connectives you can use to express different ideas. Yeah, we did it!
Welcome back! This lesson is going to focus on type 1 conditionals. We use the first conditional to talk about things we believe will happen or not happen. For example, if you break the glass, you will get hurt. You will get hurt is the thing you think will happen. It's important to identify the cause and effect in a conditional sentence. We can refer the cause as the if clause, while the effect is the main clause. Besides, we use present tense for the cause, while the future tense is for the effect. Don't forget to put a comma in the if clause. Let's try to form a conditional sentence. You will have 5 seconds to think of the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is, if you don't have breakfast, you will be hungry. One more to go. Try to fill in the blanks. You will have 5 seconds to think of the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is, if I have enough money, I will go to Japan. Once again, we use type 1 conditionals to talk about things we believe will happen or not happen. For the form, we use present tense for the if clause, while future tense for the main clause. Last, don't forget to put a comma after the if clause. Yay! We did it! See you again!
Today we're going to talk about reported statements. When someone tells you something, or you hear something, and then you tell someone else, you can either use the exact words they said, or use what we call reported speech, sometimes called indirect speech. "I want to become a teacher," John says to Michael. Michael meets Jane later on. He tells her what Michael said to him. John said that he wanted to become a teacher. Now, when you tell someone what someone else said, you're really telling a very little story. Because of this, we usually change the tense that the person originally used in the direct speech. This table indicates the main changes in tenses that happen when reporting something someone says. In American English, the past simple is often reported without changing to the past perfect. If you are in doubt about it, you should use the past perfect. It will always be acceptable. If you are reporting a fact which doesn't change, you don't have to change the tense. For example, the longest river in the world is the Nile. Reported, she said that the longest river in the world is the Nile. That's correct. She said the longest river in the world was the Nile. That is correct too. There are also some other words that are often changed when you are reporting someone else's words. You can see these in the table.
This is Everyday Grammar. I'm Kaveh.
And I'm Lucia. Today we're going to introduce gerunds and infinitives.
Hey, Lucia, I missed the meeting this morning. Did we discuss to change the vacation policy?
You mean, did we discuss changing the vacation policy?
Well, what's the difference?
That's a tough question. Basically, some verbs are followed by gerunds. Gerunds are the ing form of a verb. They function like nouns.
I suggest going to the beach.
So, what's an infinitive?
An infinitive is the to form of a verb.
I want to go to the beach.
Well, how do I know when to use a gerund and when to use an infinitive?
Well, it's complicated. Basically, some verbs are followed only by gerunds.
I suggest studying English.
Other verbs are only followed by infinitives.
I want to dance.
And some verbs can be followed by gerunds and infinitives.
I like to run. I like running.
Wow, that seems pretty complicated. Is there a system for deciding when to use a gerund and when to use an infinitive?
There are some rules, but they're very technical. It's probably easier to just memorize the most common verb combinations.